Hey everybody, back with another 10-minute game in review. Today we're playing as white, open with e4, knight f3. Here we go bishop out. Usually knight out is a move. Bishop here, you can prepare d3, d4. Normally looks to put bishops here or here. So let's get my knight out. Let's look to rotate my knight over here. Occasionally I've seen people try to pawn storm on this side, but I think with proper defending, it doesn't really work out. That's what I'm pretty certain. I'd have to really look into it, but so here, looking to eventually kingside castle. Let's prepare with c3, because if he takes, I take back with the queen. I don't want him to be able to hop his knight in there. So here we can play h3. Bishop can't go back, so it gets taken. So h3 takes, rather h3 takes. Can go h3 back to here, but just a bit of a waste of a tempo. So you'll usually see people trade off the light squared bishop for that knight, for the f3 knight. If he goes back, I might just take here. Very weird. Not sure why I pulled the bishop back there. Start to expand on the queen side. Probably looking to eventually bring his knight there, so maybe I keep my dark squared bishop on this diagonal in case I need to trade that off. I can push d4. I am ready to push d4 with this knight and this pawn supporting it with my queen. If he castles, I think I go d4, start to break open the center. If he plays a bit of a waiting move, all right, so yeah, this pawn push here, I think I can still go d4. I think I still go d4. Takes. And pushes. If he pushes, I probably just hop my knight in there. Put my bishop here. Okay. My knight here. Something like this. I go knight here. Takes. Bishop here. There. I'll be bringing my queen there. Takes. Here. I think I bring my knight there. I can't go here straight away, I think. I think I can go here. Bishop here, takes. Knight here, takes. Here, I just have mate. Not gonna castle. He can't castle queenside. I'll just take it, because this pawn is still pinned. If you take, mating you. Knight, maybe, now knight can't go there. Maybe rook there. Okay. Okay, rook there. I take this pawn. Now I will lose this pawn, but I'm up a piece, so that's okay. That's okay. And I'll take back. If I bring my knight here, takes, takes. I think that's okay for me. Takes, rook here. Okay. Bishop there, maybe. And I think I bring this knight back. This bishop won't be in as good of a spot, but if this queen comes into this diagonal, then I have a discovery. Because he's going to look to castle queenside, if anything. But this is a kind of difficult position for him to play. Bishop back. Bishop back. Bishop back. Okay. Takes. Takes. Here. Takes. Check. Rook. I don't see it. Can I bring my queen out of here? Maybe maneuvering my knight there? This bishop deters castling. This knight defends that square there. Rook there. I think I pull my knight in there still. Then I have this check forking the... Or rather, you know, I'm looking to bring my knight there. I have this check forking the knight, the king and the rook. But now this square is protected by... Okay, and the bishop. And the... If I go here, what am I... About... Here... There... I can't leave that knight. Go there. Threatening the bishop. Bishop's probably going to plant itself right in the center. 2 knights defended by only 1 pawn is never ideal. This one gets kicked out. I can always pull it back. This one can't really get kicked out, and it's protecting a pretty good square right there. I think he's going to go bishop, bishop e5. That's what I think. I think bishop e5, just cementing it in the center. If that is the case, I might want to get my queen out of here in some way. Somehow. Not sure exactly what that's going to look like. Right now he's stuck. He can't really castle queenside because that's going to require a queen move. And there's no good queen moves. There is no good queen. I go like rook here for this fork. Rook here, bishop takes. I just go here. I think that's what I'm going to do. Push. Then I think I just pull back here. Okay. Bishop takes. Go rook here. Back here is something to keep an eye on. Now I definitely have to move my queen. And pull it back here, protecting the pawn. Probably going to go queen here. But then I think I try to get my, like, this knight out of here to get this bishop on this diagonal to prevent castling. I go here. Do you have anything too nasty? There. Here. There. Takes. Takes with check. There. Queen there. Pull back. Okay. Think of there. You're going to go back. Take. Take with check. Take. Queen check. I pull my knight back. Take. I take. And no, I don't think that looks good. No, I think that looks good. Okay, knight back. Try to save the bishop. Back. Check. Takes. Oh no. Okay, yep, knight there. Check. You have to go there. Bishop here. Rook there. Taking this. I think it's check. Can't take as the bishop's pinned. I go here, you go there, and I take. I take straight away. Take. Go here. Takes, 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 takes. And then it's 2 rooks versus a rook and a knight. I think I could have played this better. I think I probably missed some tactics. That's a weird move. That is a weird move. Gonna take the rook. I don't see any funky knight moves. I'm not sure if he just overlooked the trade. I'm not exactly sure what that was. But I'm just going to take the rook and be up that exchange. Takes back with a knight. Maybe rook here, supporting this knight, getting some ready for some discoveries, maybe. I do have this, so maybe rook here, knight there. Probably looking to bring his queen out in some way. Getting a little bit low on time. Not too bad, but a little bit low. Okay. Now, here, do anything. Could go here and offer a queen trade, which you kind of have to do. You go there. Maybe rook there. Check there eventually. Come here, threatening this knight. Here, knight out. Maybe I just offer a queen trade. Yeah, maybe I just go there, offer a queen trade. Because I'm up material. Not really threatening anything because queen sidesteps there. And bring this rook here. Gonna go knight there. In which case, I go here. So check or check. I just take it. And here. Check. I take. Check. Same thing. Go there. I go here. Take. Hmm. I was getting low on time. Here. Where's the follow-up? Where are you going? Give this check. Here. There. Even just trading off. Okay. Not directly attacked. I will trade. Check. Here. Okay. Do have this, but then that falls. Maybe I just offer another queen trade. Rook's gonna come here. And then this kind of forces the queen trade. Getting low on time, so I mean he might just flag, honestly. Now I just gotta make sure I'm not getting forked at all. Here. Looking for a knight there, but I just push here. Okay. Up. Okay, double stack the rooks. Takes. Takes. Now I don't want to. Here. Check. This. Here. Just support that knight, so I don't have to think about it. Here. We just quick on that one. Played too quick on that one. All right. Let's pull up self-analysis and see how quickly my computer catches up. I think that was a good game. And then blundered a piece. I don't think I played as well tactically as I could have after he gave up the light squared bishop, but we shall see. No. Okay. So, e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop c4, bishop c5, d3. Just a standard Italian, nothing crazy. d6, also very normal. You will see knight out, preparing for d4 here, preparing for bishop here, oftentimes looking for the trade and then supporting pushing there. d6, then pinning the knight is most common. Knight f6 is just 90% of the time what you're going to see. All right, so d6, knight c3, just completely standard developing moves, nothing crazy. In the Italian, you will often see this knight maneuver. It's a little bit premature here, which is why it's an inaccuracy, because castles is better. My king safety is not as good, and if there was a knight here, maybe there would be some sacrifice ideas, and then getting the queen in. But knight c3, knight d2, and then transferring the knight to the g3 square. Very common in the Italian. h6 is just a bit of a waste of a tempo. I'm not going to be bringing this bishop out here. This knight's not coming here. You're not even decided to castle that way, so it's like you're making a luft for nothing. So h6, just a waste of a tempo. It's an inaccuracy because it doesn't prevent anything. You're not looking to do anything. Knight a5 is preferred because you're looking to trade off this strong light squared bishop, and then black would have the bishop pair. So a lot of times white will make a little luft here, and then knight a5 is blunted. You will still see make a luft, and then knight a5, bring the bishop back, and then this light squared bishop comes out to try to force the trade and get the white's light squared bishop off the board. But we continue on. So h6, knight g3, just completing that maneuver. It's really about even. It's listed as an inaccuracy because there could be better moves, specifically like c3, probably c3, d4, but we continue on. Bishop g4. So the reason that this is bad here is because if you pin and I push h3, you trade off. That's fine. I get the bishop pair. Before you want to kind of encourage this trading, you do want to have c3 played so that there is no knight coming into the center. Because if you trade and then knight in, it comes in with tempo. You got to move your queen back. You can kick it away, but it's just a lot better to already have that prevented and already have a little more space and preparing for d4 eventually. So c3 is played. Knight ge7. What I'm assuming this is getting ready to castle. Knight might be eventually looking to come here, being on a very good square. d4 destabilizes this pawn a little bit, but a pretty typical maneuver you'll see is knight there to plant there. But it kind of didn't work out for my opponent. They got a bit too cramped and they ran out of time and started going on the defensive instead of creating any attacking moves. So h3 is best, looking to either force this trade or have the bishop go back. So bishop d7. I think this is going to be, yeah, a mistake. It just doesn't do anything. So it prefers bishop e6 because if you trade and then castle, this rook is wide open, this knight is coming in, and it'd be not a winning game for black at all, but just a lot better for black. So bishop e6 doesn't really do anything. It takes away a square from the queen, doesn't aid in any ideas or developing moves for black. So it's just a retreating move with no plan to it. It's just I didn't want to trade my bishop, so I pulled it back. It's a bit short-sighted, doesn't really do anything, and gives white an opportunity to castle and launch an attack. Castles. Let's see. This is an inaccuracy. Let's see. I think I don't think there was obvious, anything obviously wrong with that. So let's see what it thinks. It wants knight h5. Knight h5. Then what? Let's say castles. I know that wasn't the best move, but I'm just thinking of a natural move that they would play. Queen d2. Five. Idea with d5. E takes d5. Knight 5. Oh, sacking the knight. That is an interesting move. Let's see. Takes, takes, takes. That is a really nice move. So I'm assuming check, and then probably bring a knight out. King g8. This knight is probably going to come here. g4. Knight here, maybe bishop there, I guess. Yeah, bishop f5, so that's no good. Wants g5. f6. Preventing knight in and letting this rook come over. Rook g1, just looking to break open. Interesting. All right, that is not an idea I was familiar with. So I was thinking, get my king safe, castle, and then continue the attack. But it looks like with a clear plan, knight h5 is definitely best. All right, so g5. You will see this. I forget the name of this opening where white will push here, castle, queenside. I think I faced it in an earlier video, but it's definitely a move. It's definitely an idea. You cannot ignore it because this can be a pretty nasty attack, especially if the king is safely on the queen side. So I'm getting attacked on the king side. I think to myself, let's strike in the center. Let's open up things in the center and create some counterplay before anything too nasty gets thrown my way on the king side. So that was the idea with d4. So e takes d4, c takes d4, bishop back. And then here's where this bishop preventing any movement of the queen, this knight being in a bad square, also preventing movement of the queen, preventing queenside castling, because he's definitely not going to castle kingside. So these two pieces are really restricting black's side and preventing them from castling. These pawn moves are just a little bit premature because black's king is so vulnerable, and there's just no clear ideas for black right now. So white's better. White is better. Bishop e3, just supporting the pawn in the center, knowing that, probably going to get my queen here eventually. I will be trading off here, but I'll lose a pawn because I'm up right now and I'm doing well. Or not I'm up right now, I'm in a better position right now. All right, g4, knight h4. So what I was worried about was takes, and then I have nothing to get out of this pin without ruining my pawn structure. So it looks like white is still better. Why is white still better? So I probably would have played something like just bishop back, but I don't think that's good. That's an inaccuracy. Rook g8. Okay. Rook c1, rook g8, and then e1. What is this preparing, though? Okay. Probably just bring my bishop back, too. Queen here, getting ready to castle, I assume. This might have been 87. Okay. Pretty close. White is definitely better here than bringing the queen off this pin here. Bishop takes, bishop takes. Probably don't want to play thing. This is not a line I'm familiar with. Yeah. Wants to pull the knight back. White is better, but this is not something I'm familiar with. And then pushing. Probably wouldn't want to do that because knight gets in here, but then maybe you can just pull your bishop back. All right, let's get back to the game. Knight h4. D takes. Queen h5. So, could take, threaten my rook, but much more pressing attack here. White is definitely better. I have much more immediate ideas and immediate attacking ideas. Black is not going to be able to get his king safety fixed anytime soon because it's going to require a couple moves. And White has a couple pieces coming to the attack soon. This bishop is extremely strong. This king is just locked in by his own pieces. So black king safety, very poor. White attacking chances, much better than any counterplay that black can get. Bishop e6, this was the blunder. So looking to trade off this strong bishop, but unfortunately this pawn is pinned, so it's just a clean blunder. Let's see if, maybe there's some tactics I missed later on, but right now, white is completely winning. Rook h7, I'm probably best. Yeah, really no other move. Bishop takes, just getting my bishop a bit safe. Keeping it on this diagonal prevents white from castling, so that is a very strong diagonal that I like. Trading in the center, knowing I was going to lose that pawn, but that's perfectly fine since I'm up. Knight here, trying to encourage a trade. Bishop e6. I thought he was going to take, and then I could play here and put pressure this way, but played the better move. Played the better move. 83. I wasn't worried about taking, because then this rook is in a really good position. And it was actually best, so let's see if rotating it is the move. Knight g8. 5. Okay, so this is kind of an all roads lead to Rome type situation. This knight coming back here is good because it prevents any forking on this square. This bishop being here, I think, is really strong, also protecting this square. But this bishop is such a killer, preventing any queenside castling. And this king, it's just a matter of time till I get an attack that is just too much to deal with. So just bringing this knight off of this weak square here. Go back. Bringing this knight off this weak square because it was getting attacked by the queen. Only defender is this queen, so then now my queen is freed up to move. That was the thinking. Rook ac1. 2 knights defended by 1 pawn. I knew eventually this one was going to get kicked out, so I can rotate it here. I don't know if I should have brought it there, but I knew it was going to get kicked out, so that wasn't an issue. And I knew I had a couple safe squares that I could bring it to. All right, knight f6. I got to get my queen out. Queen e2, protecting this pawn. Didn't even think that this pawn was hanging, so even though queen e2 is best, I just didn't even see this in the game. Knight takes e4. All right, so it keeps saying it's like the second best move or whatever, but it's really, plus 5.7, plus 5.2. It's kind of splitting hairs at that point. Looking to attack this bishop. Discovered attack on the knight. Knight g5. Let's see if I missed some tactics here. So, knight g5. What I was thinking initially was takes, Takes with check. G takes. Queen G5 check. And then knight back. Knight G... Oh, I did not see that. Knight G4 check. That is really neat. Knight G4 check. F8. But now what? Queen E3. And what if you push here? What if you push H5? Queen takes D6. Gotta be King G8. Queen F6. You're not gonna take. Takes. A fork. Wow. All right. So that actually was a fine line. I just completely missed that this knight. This knight. Or there. Yeah. This knight could come back there. All right. So back to the game. I think I missed. Yeah, I missed him. All right. So knight D5. Knight takes. King F8 is best. Bishop here, because I wasn't calculating this well enough, so I thought, let me just get my bishop out with an attack on the rook. Still winning, but definitely an inaccuracy. So this is perfectly fine. Which I just wasn't, calculating well enough is essentially what it was. And this trade I'd be very fine with. I don't know if I'd get greedy to take that because the rook and it's coming. Back is best. There. Then what? Takes. All right, white's better. Okay. So bishop f5 and an accuracy. Bishop there, that's got to be a mistake. Yeah, it's an inaccuracy. Goes back to I can take this rook and this knight's defended. So let's see. Takes. 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 I think white is probably +2, +3, but knight takes. Yeah, +3 and change. So 2 rooks versus knight and rook. And I'm just much better. All right, so 7. Another mistake. I think just playing a bit too quick because I think he was, getting a little bit low on time. And then here, the thinking is trade down as much as possible because I'm up material, and then get to a winning endgame. So all these ideas are offering the queen trade, getting my rook to the center so that maybe I can have some queen trades in the future supported by this rook. So queen d3 offering a trade there. Knight f5 looking to just trade off this bishop. Doesn't bring in that knight here, doesn't really do anything because I wanted to trade the bishop, so that just encourages it. Offering another queen trade, and then forcing the queen trade with queen d3. So it looks like that might not be the best move. Okay, so it's still a good move. It's all roads lead to Rome. So here, and then just making sure not to blunder any pieces. Just continuing on, and then he just played too quick. I don't think he was low on time, so he just played too quick. But it was over at this point anyway. It was just eventually forcing the trades. So good game, playing safe in the opening, knowing plans in the Italian of where I want my pieces to be, and preparing for any expected trades. Like, for instance, this bishop is pinning me. I know that this trade is probably coming, so I prepare for it by playing c3, preventing any knight moves. A couple bad moves by my opponent. Bishop d7, restricting the queenside castling ability of the king. Coupled with pushing g5, means that he's not going to castle kingside, so this king is just dead in the water in the center with no clear way out. So I develop well, I stick to my plans of the Italian, and I just continue my plans of expanding in the center, occupying the center, and eventually he makes 4 attacking moves, attacking moves that are just too early, a bit too ambitious for where his pieces are developed, the coordination of his pieces, and the safety of his king. So just a bit too ambitious. Should have focused on getting his king safer to a safe spot and coordinating his pieces a bit better. Looked like he was probably just thinking about making some counterplay, and then eventually got caught with his pants down because he just wasn't able to defend with his king in the dead center. Bishop e6, just blundering a piece. And then really it's just playing safe moves from there, trying to bring more pieces to the center, more pieces to the attack, and eventually it's already winning here, but just forcing trades and not blundering anything too crazy. So that was the name of the game. Safe, opening, playing in the spirit of the Italian, normal developing moves, knowing what moves to anticipate the opponent making of certain trades, and taking advantage of the opponent not having a safe king, being underdeveloped, and launching an attack that's just way, way too soon for what his pieces were ready for. That was the lessons from this game. All right, thank you so much. I'll see you guys in the next one.